players on that site defensive for the CT side. Smokes over at long, not even going to cover off anybody. It's all about the dualies on site for Axile, spotted by Wakadi, who's so focused on the back lines though. And Electronic and Axile can lock in those first couple of picks. Shiro yet to strike, he might not need to though. Axile's going ham. Finally one pick back from Calix, but he's lost so much HP. And now leaving him and Major with a very unlikely chance to hold on to this pistol clutch. It will see Axile falling at least in one trade. Now Major with an impossible clutch from here.
It's a very unorthodox setup for Cloud9. A double tuck setup in there in the side directly. I mean, as soon as Eternal Fire smoke off long and start charging up short and don't see anything at all, they probably feel as if everything is in their opportunity to take A freely. Or at least not have that many contests in terms of a crossfire.
Quick turn to receive them and maybe aware that they're going to make their moves in. Information given up to the CT forces. Those backstabs start to close in as Axile closes out one, but only one. Perfecto has to respond as Electronic gets tagged, but Shiro's on site, gets his triple. Very fast stuff indeed. And Incendiary seeing individuals, putting one up there. Oh, outside of the bomb site, Major still gets the kill alongside Calix on Electronic, reducing them to 2 on Cloud9. And Eternal Fire will strike back with the firepower. The two rifles that remain have got to save because...
A regular basis, right? Week in, week out, and then all of a sudden you have to play a top 10 team in the world. It's a very different mindset. It's a very different challenge. You wonder, will map 3 be the map for Xantares to show us the goods?
Well timed for Cloud9 as they rotate players in. It was a good read for Eternal Fire, but... now they've got 2 extra entities to deal with, one of which is Shiro. Lands on the first, even got a collateral tag on the second player behind the third kill. 2 players standing for Eternal Fire. Is in a matter of moments, it's Cloud9 that decimate all.
There's no better feeling than that. Having the perfect read. I mean, the timing of the smoke was everything. Yeah, you could have had 3 players on B, but if they didn't re-smoke top banana there, that's a very different round. Eternal Fire have got a lot more comfortability of going in with the sight hit. Shiro just putting in some impact with the AWP, and then the 2 riflers from CT compete together.
The back of the staggered smokes. Perfecto in the midst of the smoke. Gonna make a big play right here. Almost gets the 3K. Damage has been done to Xantares, but 2 kills have turned the tide of this round again. And look at the positions of Cloud9 here. Eternal Fire don't know what to do.
Well, they're just trapped. They've got to anticipate that mid's going to be taken here. And Axile, I mean, even if he just gets 1 for 1, that still allows the reposition to come over. Bomb gets dropped. You can't cancel now. Got to go B.
And they're going to go right into Shiro again. Calix, head taken clean off. Another multi-frag round for him. 2 kills in this exchange. Can he make it a triple? Yeah, goddamn right he can. Just can't seem to definitively catch up to Cloud9.
Well, to me, that round is won by a single flashbang from Electronic. And one thing that's always going to be involved in the skill set of a rotator. Out to the...
This is going to be a split play, a wraparound. Oh, the timing, the foot's been seen. Hobbit's a little bit premature, but still takes him as Major wasn't sure of his exact positioning. Flashes against Perfecto. He's not going to go for any more hero smoke faces. The bomb down, a 2-man advantage for the retake.
And Perfecto, you'd imagine, is going to get flashed out wide to come through from Coffins.
Swing forward from both players here. Perfecto and Hobbit get those kills in with cadiaN in a 1-on-5. Hiding in the smoke over at Banana. But it's flying in general direction. Electronic will be seen. That's 1 pick back, but just unawares of how many players are around him.
And not being able to reposition away from the flashes. I mean, right there, Perfecto, it's an easy couple of picks for him and his teammate out from Coffins when both of these players are blinded.
Yeah, that's not the intended target. Second one does come back at least to tag away on Major, but they should be aware of the positions now that Cloud9 have made a mistake. They will try and act off the back of it here. Mac 10 against Axile does get him as hooxi gets Electronic the same. Shiro's out in the open, is going to get overwhelmed by the Tech 9, does take 1 player with him. But it's a 2 versus 2 to Eternal Fire's efforts.
Yeah, hooxi's still alive, has to try and get that AWP in from his teammate. And it's hooxi and Calix again in this 2vx to try and maintain the post plan on A.
Going for a boost. hooxi ready for it. No, he's not. Perfecto, headshot, flick. Doesn't land. Calix now all alone and aware of both players' position. He is going to wait this one out for as long as possible. Will they check Graveyard? Hobbit, I think he's got his eyes set towards the position, but he doesn't look there in time. On the bomb, Perfecto needs to get, and he just gets that headshot, has the kit.
Unfortunately for Eternal Fire, they can't quite close down that 2v2. 7-3. could Eternal Fire give up double digits to Cloud9 in the first half? That will be the last thing they want to do.
The rebuy will continue. Alex has made a lot of progress up here to the apartments, the gun barrel scene. Ooh, Axel's been baited, but he still gets the kill. Second player does swing on Mercadia, needs his double up and doesn't quite land all of it. Electronic to 22, but it's a 4-on-2 for Cloud9.
Oh boy, this is going to be tough to break open.
Hobbit holds a nice position here on the fountain. No utility to support the engagements there of Major. hooxi can at least find the trade. There's a 1-on-4 in this round, a 1-on-3 in the post plant. Instead he goes back towards Coffins. Electronic sees him and even catches him with a tag in the middle of the air. All three CTs make their way around, stack up the firing squad. On the defuse goes one. Haven't seen the player behind the fountain. The taps even going to distract him. And there's three players trying to make their way into the brackets entrance. You've got one man particularly aggressive of Electronics. And Taris caught off by shuro. hooxi can respond with the information given up by the aggressive peaks. Meanwhile, Mercadia strikes out of the apartments as he made a move with no contest and no info given up to Cloud9. Eternal Fire have those statistics that favor the CT half of things. This defensive side is just going to allow the teams to cross, get that second smoke back in instead, and secure the bomb plant for round 15. It's a retake up for Cloud9 here. Let's see what they can do.
And not a huge amount of nades to work with on the retake. They could smoke off Banana and flash in high. Electronic needs to deal with hooxi straight away.
Low HP can only get the dink off with the M4. The AK can do him one better. Advantage, Eternal Fire extended to the second. Perfecto finally gets that trade, switching back to the AWP as well. Calyx now backside defensives, and Taris might be the man to play off of Viv's contact. He gets another pick in, and Calyx will be there for the closer. Eternal Fire could have let this half get well out of control, but one good to punish it. There's smokes down for the CTs to suppress that B entryway.
And it's going to allow Cloud9 to cancel, and what a timing that is from Electronic. Just when Mercadia was out there in the apartments, now Perfecto gets a kill.
Double up. Third kill could pour their way. Indeed, Perfecto will land his two. And the A site has been taken, and I mean, shiro's well aware of the fact that the last two players are out here on the B play. Take the fight at Banana against Zentaros, might hear both sets of footsteps and just get the information for certainty. Take the headshot instead against the man and Major. Last player known. Does get caught off guard there for shiro's part of things, but this is a 1 versus 5 for the man. And the Julies of Axi will shut him down. Perfect round for Cloud9.
The Zeus was actually in the hands of hooxi. He could potentially get a kill here. Obviously, not to overextend, but if this doesn't get cleared, you would have loved the Zeus to be there.
Oh, Axel checks it. There you go. And Electronic sneaking his way all the way back in towards CT. He's not even being watched. It's a little bit awkward on timing. He wasn't quite ready for the player at the boost, and Zentaris is just about able to turn it back. So a small consolation. However, shiro has cut the rotations of any retake that is unlikely to come out of Eternal Fire. A site gain, they're going hunting to set the MAC 10 up for even more. If they can find Major. Only imagine that the chat ticks I can hear also just laughs from Eternal Fire. Just like, how the hell did you get out there? Major down, Calyx, all that remains, 1-on-4. Cloud9 is seeking the pure punishment. And that's exactly what they'll get.
And this is where we have to look at the star players. At Lurk Smoke out there in the apartments, and Tara's out here towards Arch. Is being pulled for a loop. This is all distraction from Electronic.
As Hobbit makes his way on the bomb site, but Calyx can lock him down as hooxi can do the same on Perfecto. Shiro responds. Axel needs to make his way out of Apps. Electronic has the quick slinger Calyx covered, but not Mercadia out of library. Bomb has crossed, will get planted. 2v3, Shiro is solo. Axel needs to go massive here.
He's already been seen on that jiggle out to the apartments, and Zentaris is setting up the backstab to the apartments, but it's being watched.
Shiro's got to play passive. Axel can't provide support. Zentaris, is he going to duck peek? Yes, he will, but Axel adjusts for it anyway. 2v2 now. Major moving up to the bomb site. There is smoke for either of these two players. There's a flash from Major at the moment. He's low HP, and Shiro's going to catch him. Look for the taps. Mercadia trades it, and Axel's repositioned towards the short control. Opened up. Mercadia's so focused on Apps. Taps it. Looking the wrong way, and now backing off. Does find his position in the Eternal Fire do find the opener here. Perfecto. Down to the hands of Major. Got Zentaris as well. in that banana position, in that control angle. Rotations not be seen as of yet here from the CT side, at least not information given up. Pushing towards brackets, and there's a 4-man unit here to defend.
Zantara is coming out towards long, can work here with Wicadia. Cloud9. Depends on whether they're dry heavy on the setup.
Electronic down as Zantara, second kill of Shiro, third man Hobbit. Dry faces again, forced to fight against the second player as short. Reload finally catches him on Wicadia, and Calix is watching Axel's peek out of apps. Quick up, HE sent. Hard damage done towards Hobbit here. Flashes are catching all the CT players blinded, but Electronic caught in the back by Zentaris on the bomb site itself. Man advantage for Eternal Fire. Third and fourth players have rotated. Woxit caught out in the open though. Calix continuing to get flash. Zero checking him. He's got the bomb on his back though as he goes down. That will call in the last player on the B site defensive. Axel and Perfecto though get a couple of picks. Zentaris is on the bomb site. He needs to hold out for Wicadia to get here and provide support. And Cloud9 has slowed this down a bit. Finally, the M4 arrives as Zantara strikes on Perfecto and Axile in a 1-on-2. Burst fire, sees them both, gets the headshot. Last man known, but the bomb is well out of position. He needs to get that planted here.
Wicadia, he's got to be careful about overextending the smoke because it still could be a tap here for Axile. He still might try and draw the fight. 15
seconds. Waiting, he doesn't know where he's repositioned to. He might have even gone back towards the short control. 8 seconds to the clock. Got to prioritize the plant here and now. Behind the pillar, covered off towards both angles. Ice set back over at short. Sees Wicadia and lands the headshot for the Quadra. Meanwhile, moves are made out towards Banana to see absolutely nothing of the CT side. Calix gets Electronic first and foremost. The AWP's up close on the bomb site. Flanked and overwhelmed by the numbers game. Shiro and Hobbit take Woxit and Calix. The plant will be secured. Eternal Fire.
And then all of a sudden you get that quicker pop, you get that quicker counteraction. Even for Major, if he drops this MP9, more's going to be lost out in the round, and indeed it will be.
Two M4s do stay in at least. But Eternal Fire, man. That round was pivotal to their game. The 62 aware of the AK's position as second CT's on the way.
It doesn't have to be the pump straight away. They can double pump it. Zentaris needs to flash up high, needs to try and help Major.
Major gets a kill though. Hobbit out in the open. Flashbang assists right there from Zentaris, but finally Electronic gets involved with the trade. Slight gaps. I don't think it will be enough there for Zentaris past the coffins. Now he's sent his direction, will dish out some damage. Electronic given the opportunities to the flash. Does not send Zentaris forward. Not yet at least. Eternal Fire have the advantage.
Now, Axile and Shiro are still alive in this post plant. Electronic getting out to the pull position. There's no util here for the T side, but they've got time and they've got crossfires.
Orb set in. Two players to make their way of construction. The flashbang keeps Shiro blinded. Forced out of the way by the Incendiary. He's got to reface and at least get one kill. He doesn't. Electronic does, though. Wicadia down. Zentaris, he turns on Woxit. And now it's all Axile, the impact clutcher. 1-on-2. Zentaris seen, but Zentaris frags. And Eternal Fire stay alive.
Massive.
Short few moments time as the utility starts coming in for the T-side forces. Coffins and Cross locked down. Molotov onto Nubox as well. So Zentaris mostly out in the open. Wicadia is the supporting element. Great flashes against him though, keeping him blinded. Zentaris gets a kill onto Hobbit. Man advantage, double up with a spray on Electronic. Perfecto's low HP, and Wicadia provides support through the smoke. The combination crossfire finally comes to fruition. Axile can fight extremely well. 18 seconds, the Molotov on the bomb might have stalled for enough time here. Zentaris is still on the board. He's still on the site. 12 seconds, Axile caught in the back. Unsure of where Woxit was coming in from. And dead to rights with Zentaris. A stellar hold.
Major, at least contesting Banana with the util. Wicadia and Zentaris are out here towards brackets. They might want to try and fight down mid.
Footsteps were heard, the lineup's right there, but Shiro takes Zentaris out. Now no longer given a 3K chance. Is that going to be enough for Cloud9 now?
Oh, that's surely got to be the closer. Surely the difference makers. Now the AWP drops, and Wicadia has shown his life out there towards Porch. Major on B alone.
Going to try and make a positional play. He's seen as the smoke clears. And Perfecto seems like he shut it all down. Wicadia not even going back for the AK his teammate had. A FAMAS versus 4. to save his team, to save Eternal Fire in the West Eastern European Masters. It's not going to happen as Hobbit takes him to Isengard. It's 16-13 and Cloud9 find themselves in the grand finals.
And a strong